Hello, how are you? And I'm here to do the tarot for the full moon in Libra. And it's an interesting one. It's got a lot going down. So we've got the full moon on the 7th, which is today. And then we've got the full, just going to look at my quick notes. Then we've also got the sun in Aries is forming an opposition to the Libra full moon. So this is setting up, and this is what it's all about, this axis where we have, at one end we have total focus on us, which is Aries, going right through to Libra, which is thinking about other people. So it's this long continuum axis. And this is what's going to be highlighted by the full moon. And also what's happening on the same day is that Venus and Mars are intertwined together. So what that means is they're interacting with each other, but in a really, they're doing the dance, if you like, is a good way to look at it. And Venus rules Libra, and Mars rules the sun, the Aries sun. So Venus is ruling the Libra moon and Mars is ruling the Aries sun. And you can see Venus is all about love and what we value. Mars, on the other hand, is really tough, and it's the god of war, and it's about making decisions and moving things forward with great energy. And you can see again this kind of dichotomy, right, with this opposition. And then on top of that, at the same time, Aquarius and Uranus are in a square. And this is all about conflict resolution, but of course conflict resolution in an interesting way, not using the traditional, because neither Aquarius or Uranus is into traditional ways of restoring or resolving conflict. That's just not who they are. But both of them, they don't actually like conflict. Not conflict in terms of aggression. They like conflict in terms of exploring ideas, but they don't like any form of aggression. And I think that's quite interesting. So what we're talking about is conflict resolution being helped along. So Mercury is also going to be harmonizing with Jupiter and Pluto, so we've got lots of expansion and lots of transformation expansion and lots of talking about that. But at the same time, we've got Mars and Aquarius squaring Uranus, and this is going to unsettle us a little bit. So you can see that this is going to be highlighting areas where we're not comfortable, and particularly we're not comfortable with how we're defining ourselves, but at the same time defining our relationships with other people. And remember, relationships is a whole range of spectrums, from intimate, and even with intimacy there's a range of perspectives, to external, to internal, to absolutely just being part of the human race. I'm using the Botticelli, and we're just starting to get the energy cards. See? Ace of Swords. Whole new way of thinking. A whole new brand spanking way of thinking. That's what's going to happen this full moon. So we're going to be doing a lot of thinking and getting some breakthroughs about how we see ourselves and how we see ourselves in relation to others. I think that's really important. Another card coming out. Wow! And then this is followed by the Emperor. But have a look at the Emperor in this pack. Notice the sword. Okay, so this is not just changing the way, the new way of thinking, but being very much in charge of how we are thinking. So really taking control of what we are thinking and how we're thinking. And that's really important now. And it's really important with this virus. Remember, caution, not fear. Fear is complete out of control thinking. Caution is thinking with control. It's not that you're not taking things seriously, it's just that you're really stepping back, taking all the emotion out of it and having a good look at it and understanding it from that perspective. So I think that's absolutely two fabulous cards to come out first. So let's see what else we've got coming in. Oh, it's flicking up. Well, that's interesting. The Hermit. All right, so it's a perfect time for us to be in our imposed quarantines, to be thinking about who we are and what we are, or in keeping our distance socially, because what we get the Hermit. It's time for us to be thinking, and it's time to be reflecting internally. because there's a new way of being coming up. Oh, interesting. 9 of Wands. Now have a look at that steadfastness and the lookout. Can you see that they're on lookout? So this 9 of Wands normally talks about the wounded warrior, but here what we've got is we're definitely talking about on the lookout for, and Wands, I think we're on the lookout for opportunity because that's 9. It's a little bit of a wish card. So it's about reflecting internally and seeing what we are enjoying looking at. Lovely. And the 6 of Wands. All right? So the 6 of Wands is all about looking for divine inspiration and seeking it and getting recognized. And look how open that woman is, the angel. Arms wide open. Yep, arms wide open, and she's open to receive whatever the messages are that's coming in. And I like very much, I'm going to restack my cards a little differently because the space is different, so I'm having to think about how I work in this space. So that's a lovely card to have. So being very open to the feedback that we're going to get from people, and particularly the feedback from people about what they're valuing about us right now. And I think that's really, really important. This is a really good time actually to give people, as a personal habit, start giving people you love, or even people that you don't know but you are dependent on, good positive feedback and encouragement, because we all need it right now. Okay. Interesting. King of Pentacles, because I was talking about the fact that we do need to start looking differently at our lives. We do still need to start looking at how we're living our lives. And the King is asking us to really step back and examine that. So I think that's fascinating that's come up. Because that is very steadfast. And that's interesting. 6 of Cups. So it's also about the love. And that's talking about the love of a child. And the love of a child is unconditional. At that age, they just love. And they don't think about what they love. They just love. And they're unconditional in their love. And that's the 6 of Cups. And it's interesting because we've got 2 6s. We've got the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. So share the love, build the love. Oh, and there it is. Nice one. Hanged Man. Great time to be thinking. Oops. So sorry. Great time to be thinking, but not a great time for us to be actually, it's not yet action time. It's research time. And this is perfect place for us to be doing the research about where we need to be, because we've got a lot of time on our hands. All right. All right, let's just have one more. I think that's really interesting, but okay, one more, then we'll change pack. Wow, and one when I change pack and everything flew out. So I'm just going to put them back in because that is way too many. All right, so there is really quite something that's coming up, because it was, when that happens, it's normally because the cards are in a real rush to come out and say what they want to say. So we've said one, so we'll just stick with one. Now I've got all the cards. All right. And it's stuck. And they keep telling me one more, so we will see what they. But what have we got? We've got 2. Well, this is really interesting, because we've got 2 Knights coming up, and Knights talk about change and movement. And we've got the Knight of Wands, which is interesting. There we have it. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. We've got the Page of Wands, and then we've got the Knight of Wands. So you can see the action in the Knight of Wands, and you can see the reposing in the Page of Wands. So we will be going from thinking and reposing into action. We will be doing that. We will be progressing from, I'll just get in the right order, from, oh, I have in the right order, I don't know what I'm doing here. From this is the night, so action will be coming, but right now, this is where we're at. And this is where we're moving towards. So don't worry that there's no action right now. It's just it's not yet the perfect time to be taking action. It's a time for us to be doing a lot of thinking. This is the ace, and we'll be changing the way we're thinking, and this is what the full moon is going to be highlighting for us. And this is the Emperor again with the sword. That's the first thing that I see when I look at that card. So there's going to be a lot of thinking, but controlled thinking. We've got the Hermit, which makes a lot of sense right now, and that's us sitting in and having a good think about in our own space, in our own head. We've got the Nine of Wands, and the nines are wish cards, but can you see this is looking outward? This is looking beyond. Look at the peacock sitting up nice and high, so they're looking out towards what is out there. So this thinking that we're doing, it is about getting a new way of looking at the world around us and our relationship to the world around us. And that's really what it's about. We're going to be getting a lot of messages, and we need to be really open to the information that's coming in from outside. There's a lot of information coming in from outside, from people, from the internet. We need to be open to it, but I'm just going to again say, be cautious. Anything that's spreading fear, don't get engaged in it. Stay right away from that. All right. And then we have the King, which is looking about Pentacles, which is looking about how we're living. And you can see this is the King. This is not the Queen. This is a step away, slightly removed, being really having a good perspective. Look at that. Emperor and King. So we're not heavily engaged. After this, we get the Six of Cups, which is talking about unconditional love, which is fabulous. And it's also in many ways thinking about opportunity. Can you see the river behind? And it going out into the open sea, and then you've got all this lovely cloud that's taking up. So it is talking about opportunity and seeing the opportunity with love and love coming in. We've definitely got the Hangman, which makes perfect sense for the environment that we're in. And the promise is, because I spoke about with this full moon, there's going to be some elements of frustration. We're going to feel like we want to move with this. But the promise is we will go from the reflection of the Page of Wands, which is having a look at the world around us, through to the Knight. Look at that. That's going forward with the resolution, going forward into the world around us with the resolution. And it's a really nice cards. I'm really happy with that reading. I never know what's going to come out, but it's nice. Okay, I didn't bring all my packs with me, but I'm just going to tune in just for 1 minute just to see, or 1 second just to see, because I've got a sense of another pack, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, we'll do a Ken Dowling because that's strong, and then we'll do, yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll do some Ken Dowling, but I've also been called to the Good Tarot, so let me just quickly pull up, yeah, one card. Oh, I didn't do underneath the Botticelli, so let me quickly do the underneath. The environment of the Seven of Pentacles, the harvest. And can you see we have the mother and we have the child. So there is the opportunity for harvest. This is the environment that we're looking in. It's about using our resources, using what's available to us, and really thinking through what do we want to be doing with that. Okay, just one card from here. Seven of Fire. Look at that. We have to believe. We have to believe in magic, and we have to believe in unicorns, and we have to believe in things, even if we can't feel it, even if we can't sense it, even if we can't touch it. We have to believe that there's something there for us, or nothing can come of this. We have to believe in the future, and we have to believe, see the lights? We have to believe we're going to be shown the way. And that's a beautiful card to have. So let me just see what Ken Dowling, which is these cards, let me just see what he's got to say. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. All right, there it is. Look at that. Be love. The purest feeling of absolute love within yourself is your love. Love is as love does. Love is your essence. It is the energy that activates, releases, creates, and manifests all of life's perfections. Know that you are love, loved and loving. Love is your nature, your energy field, and all consciousness is love. The greatest of love that I can be. Be love. Be love. Oh, Divine Trinity. This is interesting as well. Balance your masculine mind with your feminine heart and your child spirit. Balance your masculine, feminine, and child, mind, heart, and spirit energies to ensure that all of you are working together for the greater good. Evolution is ever-changing, unfolding, and in constant movement, as you are. Enable, empower, and enhance all of yourself to consciously evolve in this lifetime. Be the divine trinity of my mind, my body, and my soul now. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see these beautiful cards, and I cannot tell you how happy I am to be chatting with you. So take care. I'll put those cards up, and I will be in contact with you, and I'll stay in contact with you. And as I said in the other video, I will come back and do the business, because I think there's some interesting messages now for business and for work, and that we need to get ourselves across that. I will be continue to doing videos, and I'll also be doing free meditations for people if you want to get online and do that. I'll put all that infrastructure out, and I'll make sure that's all accessible and available to you. Take very, very, very good care of you, of yourself. Know that you have enormous personal courage. All of us have enormous personal courage. If you need help, reach out, and know that you are loved. You are loved beyond anything that you could possibly wish for. Okay, take care, and I'll talk with you soon again. Bye-bye.